Good morning. Good morning from Gulf Shores, Alabama. This is where we are staying on vacation this week, and um, also known as Paradise. Thank you very much. I just wanted to come on here and do this collaboration because I was invited to do a collaboration with Sandy from Let's Get Fit with Sandy and Carrie from Weight Watchers with Carrie, and it's a collaboration called Mind, Body, and Soul. So it talks a little bit about how I get myself ready in my mind, my body, and my soul to lose weight and to continue on in this journey that we call weight loss. So let me go ahead and get started. I just want to preface this by saying that I'm no guru when it comes to weight loss. I have had a struggle or a problem with weight loss for quite a bit of my life. In my adult life, I should say. So I've done Weight Watchers a few times. I'm currently on a plan called iTrack Bites, and it's the calorie command. So it's just kind of getting back to basics of counting calories. And so I'm not a guru. I think since I've been on this program or this current weight loss journey since July of 2018, I've lost a total of 15 pounds. So it's a slow going adventure for me. You guys let me know if you think that the waves behind me are too loud. I'm still gonna film. Anyways, let me pull these up a bit so you can see me. So mind. How do I get my mind right? Mind is a tricky thing. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have. Oh, and I'm seeing the lifeguard come, so he's gonna tell me to move from this spot. Let me pick this up in a minute. Yes, I was right. The lifeguard came. He had to open up the container that I was holding my phone on. So here I am down by the water. Again, let me know if the beach's loud. The beach sounds and the waves are too loud. So mind. Having to get the mind right. That's one of the hardest things ever on this journey, I gotta tell you. Sometimes it's just a matter of telling yourself, hey, what is your why? Why do you want to lose weight? What brought you here to begin with? What didn't you like about yourself? What did you like about yourself? What motivates you? What makes you want to lose weight? And constantly keeping that in the front of my mind, like on the back burner. If I have to tell myself, oh, I gotta make sure to brush my teeth and wash my face before I go to bed, I'm also considering what is my why for losing weight. So keeping that why in the front of my mind, always I have a couple pictures that I'm not too happy about, so those are things that I'm constantly thinking about and going back to when I decide that things are getting hard or something, or I feel like I want to give up. I just keep putting that in my head and telling myself, don't ever give up. This is a forever journey and just keep going. And then the other thing that I try to do to get my mind right is constantly trying to be mindful. So now today and this week I've been on vacation, so I haven't really been mindful. Yes, I'm probably eating things that I shouldn't be, or at the wrong time, or nibbling on things that we have all available to us all at once because we're in a condo and we have groceries. And so I put a lot of things in my mouth that I probably shouldn't when I'm passing by the kitchen. But generally speaking, I don't have certain snacks in the house that I know that are trigger foods, and trying to stay on top of being mindful isn't easy either. There are many times where I feel like I get this food amnesia where I start eating and I forget about being mindful, and before I know it, whatever it is that I wanted not to eat, I ate, and then the whole day has passed by, and then it's not until it's dawning on me at night, maybe if I'm not feeling well, then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't feel well because I ate like crap today. So staying mindful means, like, before you put food in your mouth, just constantly thinking, is this the right choice for me? Are these the right portion sizes? Should I pick something else to go along with this? Should I eat smaller portions? I mean, just constantly thinking about how you can do better for yourself. Not necessarily getting in this crazy mindset that you want to just, oh, my only goal in life is to lose weight. No, it's also to be healthy. So just keeping that in the forefront of your mind, like, what can I do to better my life or extend my life so that my kids can appreciate me longer, or just so that I can be on this earth longer to help other people or to love my family longer. So being healthy is part of that. So body is the next topic. How do you get your body right and prepared for this big journey of weight loss? Well, for me, when I think of body, I think of like exercise, right? So I know there's one thing that I can do. I may not always have money for a membership to a gym. I may not always have room or space in my house for a workout video. But what I can do is I can walk. And I know that walking seems real easy for some, and it might even be difficult for others. But walking is something for sure that I know that I can do. And so I always open my front door or my side door to my garage, and I take the dog. He's a big motivation for me to get off the couch and walk. So if you want a pet, maybe that's a good reason to walk. And then I just head out. And I head out on a stretch of walk that gives me at least 2,000 steps each day. And that's the very least that I try to do. Sometimes I do that 3 times a day so that I know I'm getting at least 6,000 steps. And then I know on top of that, I try to walk from my office cubicle to the bathroom, which is, I choose a further away bathroom so I'm getting more steps. You know, that whole bit where you park farther away in the parking lot just to get extra steps to get into the building, or taking a couple laps around Walmart while you're in there just to get extra steps. I mean, these things are truth. You know, these are things that you can do. And so then if for some reason I want to augment that plan with walking or bettering my body, then I'll think about maybe weight loss in the form of resistance training and lifting weights, but that's not my goal. My goal is to constantly move. My goal is 10,000 steps a day, and I think I can do it. In the wintertime, it's a lot harder because there's below zero temperatures in the central Wisconsin where I'm from, not here in this beautiful arena of Alabama. But so I just have to alter my workout that day. I've got to tell myself, well, where can I walk that I can get those 10,000 steps? We have a loop that we can walk around in our local mall. Of course, I mentioned Walmart, Target, any of those big stores where you can get lots of steps in, and you can just browse things on the shelf. You don't have to shop. So, you know, finding ways to be healthy, to get the body right. You know, eating right, of course, is another thing to get your body right. I'm trying to incorporate at least 1 to 2 vegetables in my diet every day. Sometimes it's so easy to forget that. Sometimes you think to yourself, well, I don't want to go to the extra trouble. I know how many calories or I know how many points my meal is going to be, but then you don't think that, oh, well, vegetables are free, so why not just add those on? Well, I'm not a veggie eater, so it's the way it goes. Anyways, so just making sure that you're incorporating low point foods and healthy foods, trying to cook more often, you know, just deciding to do things for yourself that you may not have done in the past. Sometimes being a mother like myself, I've always concentrated on my kids and not myself. And so now this is the time in my life where I'm really going to take the time to concentrate and focus on me. And so you're not being selfish by doing that. You are right to take care of yourself. You are your own person, and your kids will appreciate you taking care of yourself, and concentrating and focusing on yourself. They'll appreciate that, because then they'll be little mini yous. They'll start working and taking care of themselves and finding that that's an important aspect to their life. So you're being an example to others by doing that. And just you know, watching what you eat, watching what you're drinking. Sometimes a lot of extra calories and points come in through the form of alcohol, and so you kind of got to pick your battles. When I was drinking alcohol in my past, which I don't drink anymore, I used to choose to drink alcohol over eating food, and yeah, that's not healthy, I know. But when I knew it was going to be like a night of drinking, then I tried to step away from and eating the calories at the same time with food. So just figure out what works for you and do what works for you. The last section of this video is called Soul. So this is basically what keeps you happy, what keeps you motivated to keep going. And I saw this really cool analogy on Instagram. I know it's silly, but it's a roll of toilet paper, right? So imagine that. And when you start the roll of toilet paper, it's huge. And as you go on and you're using it up, you're taking one tissue at a time, or one square of toilet paper at a time, and then as you're getting halfway through the roll, you don't realize you're halfway through the roll. And you don't realize how much of this roll is actually leaving the core until after you get to the last square. So weight loss is kind of like that. You don't know how much progress you're doing and how much weight you're losing because you may not see it every day because you're constantly looking at the same thing, the same body. And it's not until you get to the end when you've lost a lot of weight that you're like, oh, I can tell. So when you're thinking about soul, I think of to myself things that motivate me. First of all, is kind of like just reflecting on the pictures of where I was and looking at where I am now, and also taking pictures of where I'm at currently in my journey. So constantly just keeping in the forefront of my mind progress shots. They're so important. You may not feel comfortable taking them to begin with, and I didn't take a lot to begin with either, but as you go through this process, you start seeing little changes, you know, as you get stronger, or like for me, as I'm walking more, I see more definition in the muscles on my legs, things that I hadn't seen in a while. I see my face starting to thin out. I see a jawline and not just this clump. And so it's just small things like that that you got to be looking for. You don't normally see it on a day-to-day basis until someone just hasn't seen you in a while and they're like, wow, you look different. And you may not see the differences in yourself, so taking those shots, those pictures are helpful. They're motivating. Another thing that you can do for your soul would be to be in a community where other people support you. Sometimes when you feel like you're losing weight and it's all by yourself, that this journey is so lonely, and it's almost like, well, what's the point? I mean, am I just doing it for myself? I mean, you know, I want others to see the same progress that I'm seeing, and I want others to love me and appreciate me and cheer me on. And so I would encourage you to start either a Instagram channel or YouTube, or to just check in with these people that you like on these platforms, so that they can give you encouraging words, or so that you can talk about your journey with someone. Sometimes even your own family members are kind of like, don't even get it. And so no matter how much you talk to them about things, they're not as interested or invested as you are. So, you know, go ahead and you know, talk to the people who are invested with you. Find a group or a tribe of people that can support you and that do want to hear about your journey, because that will feed your soul. Truly it will. And then also I would say, if you don't have a faith, or if you don't have a relationship with a higher being, me, it would be God or Jesus. I think that's so important, because some days feel so monotonous. They feel so the same. And so if you don't have some place to get recharge or rejuvenation, then you kind of feel like, again, what's the point? Is this even worth it? So I would encourage you to like open your Bible, read some encouraging words, do some devotionals, get in contact with God, and just, you know, remind yourself that there is a higher being and there's a higher purpose on this world for you, and that sometimes just getting out of the thought of weight loss is just so tunnel vision to the bigger, grander purpose in life. And so just reminding yourself that there's other things out there to do, other things out there to accomplish, and saying that you are totally worth the investment. So I guess that's kind of what I would touch on with the Mind, Body, Soul collab. I appreciate everybody watching. I thank you all for coming to my channel and watching my little piece of heaven behind me and listening to the words I have to say. I want to thank Sandy and Carrie for hosting this collaboration. There's a huge long list of other amazing YouTube creators that are down below, so make sure that you check out their channels, because they're going to give you a wealth of information, probably better than I could. But just check them out, and I thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate everybody who comes to be as a part of my family, and we will see you next time on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.